Alright guys, so in this video we're going to be connecting a custom CRM system that I built, which is basically just a very basic mobile web application that's going to connect to high level, and it's going to basically push data to high level, but it's also going to use Google Sheets as a database system. Now this is actually a continuation of my previous video, which was like 4 hours long, just trying to get the basics of Nux set up and trying to get every single thing set up there. So I haven't actually done Nux in a while because I don't really program on a day-to-day basis, so I had just tons of problems, but I wanted to upload that video raw and straightforward as it is, just so you guys can get an understanding of some of the nuanced problems that you might run into when you're trying to do some of these programming tasks. And what I've done is I've actually uploaded that code to GitHub, so it's free, it's open source. You could copy it, steal it, improve upon it, do whatever you want with it. That's totally fine by me. But the goal of the exercise is basically to give me a streamlined, simple way of capturing leads, conversation, notes while I'm on the trade show floor. So I'm going to a trade show next week, by the way. That's the reason why I'm doing this. And I wanted to be able to come up with a simple, streamlined process. So I figured this was a good exercise to do it. And if you haven't noticed, I got a little helper today. So say hi. Say hi. Say hi. You gonna say hi? No? Nothing? Yeah, so he's helping me out today. So we've been together all day, just hanging out. In case you're wondering what he's doing, he's actually just on his iPad, just kind of thinking, having his bottle so he could go to bed soon enough. So ain't that right? We're gonna go to bed. Yeah. So with that, we're gonna jump right into it, and just ignore the sort of odd background noise. I just wanted to push through this video because I have a few other things to get done, and this is one of those priority items. But I filed on Monday, so I really want to get it done. So, okay, with that, let's just jump into it so I can talk about what is it that we actually are trying to accomplish. So, just to recap and make sure that if you haven't watched the previous video, you have some context on what is it that we're doing. So here is the deal. One is we have a Google Sheets. Okay, the Google Sheets has a bunch of contacts on it. Phone numbers, trade show, exhibition, all the people, all the booths that I want to be able to visit while I'm at the trade show. That's basically what it is. So I've gone through their website and I figured out, okay, I want to talk to these people. I've given a rating, etc., etc. The problem is I have no simple way to get that onto the phone. So what I figured I'd do is I'll just build a nice little custom app that could sort of help me to not only streamline that process but also capture notes, etc. So my thought process was, so why don't I do a PWA? PWA stands for Progressive Web App, which basically means it's a web app. It's a mobile. It's just a web page, but it kind of behaves like a mobile, so it's sort of like a hybrid, but it's not a true mobile app, right? So you have to access it on the web. You download it onto the phone, and on that phone, it'll have basically replicate the list of whatever is on the sheets. Now, in order to make this happen, what I plan to do on my first iteration is I'm going to have Sheets pull the data. I'm going to have make.com pull the data from Sheets, transform it into JSON, and then basically push it out to my mobile app. That's basically goal number one. Once we have that going, then when you click on edit and you edit the sheets with the field, so it's going to have like a place for notes and contact and etc. When you edit that, it's going to go back into make, and the goal is to get it updated in the sheets, but I'm also going to send it to my high-level CRM. Right, CRM. This way I'm pushing the data in a centralized manner to my actual CRM so that I could, in future, start doing follow-up calls, etc. That's basically the goal. Now I could just leave it at Sheets, and so if for anybody out there that just wants to just do a basic system that could just connect to the Sheets, this is sort of foundational process for it. So with that, this is a raw video, it's programming, so every single thing goes. I'm not cutting or editing it. I don't know how long it's gonna take. We're just doing this, okay, until it's done. And if I have to chop it up into another video, then maybe I will, but for the most part the goal is to just keep pushing until we get through the entire thing. I had a lot of problems on the previous video, but nonetheless, here we are. So let's talk about the actual sheet itself so we could know what it looks like. So this is what the sheets look like, and again, you'd have to go back and look at the previous video. Actually, the one thing I'm going to say, oh my goodness, making a mess of it, brand new So the one thing that we have to kind of look forward to or look out for is, let me just think about this, is the fact that, okay, let me just back up a little bit. So let's just talk about the data for a sec. So the data right now is this trade show here. So this is what the data looks like on the trade show level, right? So I got company name, right? This is just public information, so YouTube can't take this down. I hope. Sorry, getting over cold. And then we have the priority of how I want to visit them. And all I'd like to do is just show this information on the mobile phone. Now I also have, just to kind of recap a bit here, all the code is sitting on GitHub, and it's dwainbrowne, DWAINBROWNE, oh sorry, ME /TRADE trade SHOW that lead GEN, trade show lead gen. So this is the code here, and this is basically just a progress update of what I have. So see, 14 hours ago. Okay, so with that, we're just going to jump right into the actual code, and then we're going to start from there. So I actually created a, so here's the code. You could go look at on the actual code itself. It only has like 3 pages, but I'm trying to do it kind of close enough to a real application. There's some corners that I'm cutting, but I'm trying to do it close. So it has an index page, which has the list of list of worker, and then it has an edit page. So why don't we run it, and then we can see what it looks like. So npm, this is just in case you haven't watched the previous video and just to get up to speed, and then you could go back and watch the previous video to figure out if it's something that you actually care about, to learn how it was set up, because there was a lot of just nuanced problems with this, and it literally took me 4 hours to get it going properly. So with that, and then I'm gonna try to drink some of this stuff while I'm waiting for this to load. And hopefully there's not too many background noise in the camera. So this is what it looks like if I were to go to press F12 on the keyboard, and I come over here and I click on this and I open this on a new tab. Then what I could do is I could click on this little button here, and that'll put it in mobile view for me. So this is what the mobile view looks like. So it has a little search box at the top, so I could search to Google the sheets. It has name, the category, and then the location, and then it has an edit. I can click on edit, and then it'll show me the details, and of course I'll be able to update this. Right now none of this works. It's just the core functionality, and that's basically where we're at right now. What I did was I actually use, so originally I had the data sitting locally in public data, and this was just a local JSON file that's being used. But what I've done since is I'm not using the local data anymore. It's actually using API service. So it's connecting via API. So I have a composability called use company service. It's connecting via Postman, and I copied that data, the data from the from the local storage. So this guy here basically copied all of this stuff here and went into Postman and created a mock server. So by doing new collection, not this one, sorry, trade show. So I get confused by how to do this properly here, right? So then I created a path called trade show, and you're just messing up my table. So I created a path called trade show, and then I pasted all of that information, all of the response, this response here, into this, and then that's the response, and then click next, and then they give me a URL, and that's what I use to generate, to be able to serve this list up. So this list is actually being called from an API. So if I look here, you see trade show API, and if I look at the headers, see it's coming from Postman /trade show. right? I got an extra slash in there, but that's okay. So that's where we are right now. So okay, so what we're going to try to do now is we're going to try to hook up, going back to our diagram for a second here. We're going to work on the sheets part and try to get the data in make in the same format as this response, right? So sheets to make to JSON and expose that as a REST API so that we could use it. So I have no idea how to do that, but that's what we're going to try to do. So first, let's go to the easy part first. Let's go to sheets. So we'll go to our Dwayne and finish. We're going to upload this to our Dwayne and finish. We're going to go to Google Sheets. Where Sheets? Sheets. Let's go to Drive. And we're going to go to a new. Next. So let's do new sheets. And I think I just import the data. Yeah, just import it. Oh, right. Upload. Browse. There. Open. Detects automatically, sure. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now we have our sheets. The title, so priority, 1 being high, number 1, 5 being lowest. So this is priority. This is assigned. So this is who is assigned to, because I'm going with other people at the trade show. Okay, so this is my database. All right, this is my database. You okay? Hang on a second. Hang on, I gotta pause for a second. 1 second. All right, somebody who doesn't want to sit in his chair by himself. You don't want to sit in your chair? Okay, so we're just gonna pretend that there's no random head in front of me. Okay, so where are we at? So we got company name, category, website, contact. So this is contact, location, notes, priority, right? And then assigned. So the notes here, these are really the so this is kind of like this is more like a justification as to why. So I'm gonna say we have the notes, we're gonna say, and then yeah, we'll have another column, insert to the right. So we're gonna call it trade show notes. Trade show. Sorry, am I crumping your style here? Trade show NOTES, right? So that we can differentiate between the different notes. Okay, so that's it. So now we do have that. Let's just call this spreadsheet trade show CRM. And I'm trying to not do spaces or any single thing, just to make sure that it's consistent when I build the data into make. And for this example, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a brand new make.com account, because I want to I'm trying to set these things up from scratch so that it doesn't necessarily, I'm going to say, pollute my main make account. So let's go to make.com. We're going to sign up with our Dwayne and finish. So get started for free. And you know what? We're just going to do this easy thing. Just going to cheat here. This might not be the best thing to do, but we'll find out. Dwayne and finish. Sign up for free. All right? Good. Answer all the questions in a random fashion. Thank you. Bam. So we have an account. Now we're going to try to expose this data as JSON. So let's create a new scenario. And
hey.
Yes. Get started. Click on new. So we're going to go to sheets. Oh, hang on a second. I got to pause for a second. Come on. Okay, focus. We're on camera. See? Look, hey. See? Look. I'm trying to get some work done. Yeah? Where you want to go? Try to get some work done. Okay, here we go. You focus on your mission. Okay. So, here. As you can see. There we go. Yeah. So, we're gonna do a let's do a timer, I guess. Or a Gmail. No, Sheets. Let's go Sheets. So Google Sheets. We're having fun. Okay, don't make too much noise because the camera is gonna pick up all the noise. We don't want to do that. Mess up the video. So Google Sheets. Watch for new rows, changes, perform. So what is it that we're gonna look for? When a new row is added. Not really. What we really want is create a new sheet, delete sheet, make an API call, perform an arbitrary authorization API call. Search rows. I think that's what we want. We probably want to just search rows. Right? So create a connection. My connection. Okay, can you focus for Pete's sake? Focus. So my connection. Okay, we're gonna have to pause this. You're way too disruptive. Okay, we're back. So we need to get a connection going to do it on finish. Sign in with Google. And do it on finish. Continue. Allow. Okay, now we have a connection. Let's go find our sheets. Select from my drive. Sure. Trade show CRM. There we go. Number of rows to return. Can I just put, do I have to put a number? I'm just going to put 500. This is the sheet, so this is the name of the sheet. Yeah. Table contains headers, yes. Column range. A to Z is fine. No filters. And ascending order. Order by company name. Field type string. Click OK. Alright, so let's run this just to make sure that it's actually bringing back results. So, there. Okay, so we got results, and now we want to parse that to JSON, I think. So, we want to parse it. Go to tools, maybe. Oh, this guy here. So JSON. So parse, transform to JSON, I think. So what is the object? How do I do this? So how do we do a sheets to an object? Yeah, I'm not certain how to do that. So basically we need to just transform it to JSON, but I'm not certain how to do that. So what would be the best way to do this? So to JSON. Let's go with Come on. Make.com. So JSON input JSON to XML, reverse JSON to parse JSON, JSON to array. So it might be array to transform data records to JSON. So, oh, I think it might be an aggregator. I think that's what you need. So sheets aggregator, yeah, that's basically what it is. So you have to do first delete this. I don't know how to break these things together. I saw somebody did it, but I don't know how to do it. Or here, on link. So what I want is a aggregator. All right, array iterator. Yeah, look at this. Yeah. So sheets, and then sheet ID website. So basically, we want row. No. We want company A, B, C, D, E, F, G, trade show signed. That's it. So transformer should not be the last module. That's understandable. And then we want to go to JSON. And in here, we want to use the array. Right? I think. Let's try that. Okay, that's fine. Contains module unsave changes, right? Save changes, save anyway. And then a transformer should not be the last module in the route. That's okay. I just want to run it for now. Right, okay. So basically what it's going to do is I got a bunch of rows, array, and then it's going to take those rows, convert to JSON string. There we go. Right? So now I think I got this reverse. It's actually the Google. Okay, so how do we? So we need to respond this with a webhook, right? So we need to respond this with a webhook. So add module. Because basically what I need is I need to make an API call, a get API call, right? That, so webhook requires create a response to a webhook. Prior to configuring module, you need to hit this scenario. Prior to configuring the module, you need to connect it to the scenario. So this module is not connected to data. Yeah, so that's because okay, let's do this. Delete this. You can, how do I, come on. I know it can be done, I just don't know how to do it. So you can delete. Okay. Let's go back to the webhook. So custom webhook triggers when a webhook receives data. Create a response to a webhook. So trigger. So we're gonna have a trigger that's gonna go here, right? So the webhook, this module is not set up. Go away, please. So run immediately. Click OK. Let's save. That's fine. Run immediately. Run once. Module is not set up. Okay, that's fine. So create a webhook. There we go. So we're going to call it Trade Show API. Okay. and it's just going to be a get request. How do I set that? Not sure. Okay, so copy. So this is going to be the API. We're going to send some show advanced settings. We really just want it to be a get request, but we'll come back to that in a bit. Okay, so when that happens, what you're going to do now, I have to figure out how to set the response. Oh, so right. So when that happens, we're going to go to Google Sheets. We're going to go pull the data. We're going to do an aggregator. We're going to convert it to JSON. Then on here, we're going to add a response. So let's say a webhook. And then create a webhook response. There we go. Create a response to a webhook. 200, and then that's going to be the JSON that we're going to be returning back. I think, right? So this is going to run. It's going to trigger this guy. Oh, actually, I have to actually send the request. So I got to use this. Let's create a new collection, shall we? So workspace. Let's dwayne on finish. There we go. Let's create a new collection. We're gonna call it a blank collection. We're gonna call it, rename it, get the correct name. We'll call it trade show. We'll click on add requests, and what we really want to do is call it get. Okay, it's going to be a get request, I think. Send, save. There we go. Look at that. Data. So we don't want it to be text, we want it to be JSON. Advanced. B. O. E. It's given the property name as a thing. So we don't want this. We want it to actually format the table name as the. Okay, but that's good, right? So what we're saying is we're going to make a request. That request is then going to come to Google Sheets. It's going to pull all the records from Google Sheets. Google Sheets is going to come up with the name and structure, and then it's going to turn that into an array, and then that array will return the results. My problem is I need to kind of figure out custom headers. So key value. No, how do I? So I'm not certain how to get the actual names from the data structure. That's what I'm trying to figure out now. So where's our Google Sheets? Let's see. So we got a Google Sheets rows, target structure. Okay, so maybe I have to create a structure first. Right. So maybe I have to create a structure. So what we can do is we can go to so custom structure. So how do we create a structure here? Aggregator fields, custom. No, confused. Target structure. So you have to create the structure, but I don't know how to create a structure. So generator, data structure. Sample data. Create a JSON aggregator. So connect JSON, create module after. So connect aggregator module after Google Sheets. In the module setup, choose Google Sheets. Connect JSON. Create JSON module after aggregator. So create JSON after aggregator. So is it this? No, this is transform. So we need to do a create we need to do a JSON. So we need to do this here. And then we're going to create a data structure. So we're going to call it trade show. Oh, wait, hang on. Let's so we'll call it trade date. Okay, so I'm going to generate one from sample JSON. So let's go to the postman, and no, we don't want to do that. We're going to go to, let's go to this guy here, and we're going to generate it from this. So I think I need to put the angle brackets in, paste, and then close angle brackets to suggest that it's an array data structure. There we go. Yeah. Okay, now we got that saved. Now we can do ID. Oops. Oh, so maybe we don't need this transform. Or do we? I'm confused. Do we need? Yeah, so we got that. Change the name to that structure. So then create data structure. Aggregator. Books. Okay, so create data structure. Now I'm confused. So why is... So this is the create data structure. I'm going to choose the data structure. Confused. Let's get rid of this for a second. Choose a data structure. There. See, now it's giving me this, and that's what I... Okay, I guess I could just fill it in. Where's the ID? Oh, we don't have an ID. Ah, we need an ID. Company name, category, website, contact, location, notes, priority, assigned. We're missing some data structure fields. So can we edit the data structure? Edit. So we're missing notes. Oh, we have notes. Trade show notes. Right? And what else are we missing? We have contact already. Yeah. So we're missing trade show notes. So let's save that. And we're missing. Oops. Trade show notes. Oh, the other ones had capital. I should. Ah, jeez. Trade show notes. And the sign. So the ID, let's just generate the ID because, actually no, we can't generate the ID. We need the ID to match up whatever's in this file here. So how do we do that? So why don't we, there's a Google Sheets ID somewhere in there. So how do we know? Aggregator. Let's see if we can find the sheet ID. Spreadsheet. So this is the spreadsheet ID. Is there a row ID? Row number. Okay, so that's what we need. We need the row number. 53. Number 54. Row number. So we're going to take the row number and we're going to make that the ID. So how do we? Okay, this one here, we need to get the row number. There. Yeah. So in here, we can, let's run it again so we could get that going. Transform module is not, reference module JSON transfer module is not accessible. Okay, did we not delete that? Oh, here. Create JSON string. Run once. Module contains unsafe data, yes. Save. Okay, so now we got webhook. It's going to hit Google Sheets. Google Sheets is going to aggregate that data. Aggregator is going to bring it over to create JSON. That's going to create the structure. Structure is going to pass it back to a webhook. That's going to return the results. So if we go here now, click this, and change this to JSON. Bam. So we have ID, notes, contact, phone, company name. So that's fantastic. One record. I guess we're only doing one, but okay. Don't know why it's only brought back one, but that's fine. So ID here. So here now we can get a row number as the ID there. So we'll use that to update the Google Sheets in the future because we know the row ID now, right? So I'm not certain why it only brought back one. So what it should be doing is bringing back the entire array. But it only brought back one. So why is that? So here, data structure, trade show notes. Run once. Because it should bring back 500 records here. So I'm just going to put this on the other side because we know that all I'm doing is just pressing the send button here. Actually, let's just put it on the other screen. It's half and half. So press send. I'm not certain why it's only bringing back one record. That's what I'm a little confused by, but I don't know if it's because custom so it's bring my custom data structure, but I don't know. So show advanced, group by, custom headers. Now, yeah, so I'm a little confused. Process after an empty and creation. Not sure why it's only bringing back one record. Oh, maximum number of results. 500. No, so this doesn't make any sense. So when you click on this, A to Z, filter, and or faction maximum right on the road, order by company. Show advance. Field type string. Huh. I'm not sure why it's only rigged back one row. I don't know if it's because doesn't make much sense. Save, run, press play. Now it's giving me accepted. Okay, so that's a little bizarre to me. So we gotta go back to the documentation, find out why. Okay, let me try to pause and see if I could figure this out, and then I'll continue. Okay, I think I know what's going on here. So, it turns out that this number here, I was getting confused by it because this one, I was thinking that was the number of rows that are coming back from the Google Sheets. So it's freaking me out because I was like, well, why is only one record coming back? Because my API is showing one record, right? So, but that's actually not the problem. If you hover over this, so if I run this module, it says 1. So that's what was getting me confused. So for example, if I click on play, source node is not set. What do I have? Where is that? Save. Module contains, oh, right here. Right, so I have to check this off again. So row number, company, A, B, C, D, F, G, assigned, right? So that's what we want. So basically what I did is I actually deleted this and I recreated it again because I couldn't figure out why it's only showing me 1. But it's actually not doing that. So when you click on play, first of all, let me just press on save. Then I press on this and then wait for new data. Wait for new data. Then I click on send. It's going to return scenario failed to initialize. Okay, so I think that's because I messed up something here. Let me just see. Why is this thing so? Where's the error? I'm still learning the interface of this tool. Wait for new data. Send. So row number reference is missing. So that's because row number was not checked out. Oh, what's going on here? Row number. Spreadsheet. Company. Assigned. Click OK. And save. Scenario was saved. Now we can run, wait for new data, send it. Oh my goodness, really? Row number, reference not assigned, where? Excuse me. Let me just try to understand what's going on there. So, I wish I could get this thing bigger. I don't know how to get the logs. Oh, so frustrating. The interface is not the best, honestly. It has some cool ideas, but it's not the best for like truly debugging large. I don't know how to see this bigger. So okay, so I think what it's complaining about is this row number here, maybe. So array. Okay, so I think I have to recreate this because that's the problem here. Sorry. Yeah, see, this is not being saved for some reason. So data structure. Okay, let's just do this for now. Save. And then let's just do this. Save. And then save. And just for the sake of my sanity, I'm going to close it. Go back to scenarios. I'm going to open again. And click on edit. And back in here. What's this wrong? Module reference not exists. Module reference exists. Maybe it's this it's complaining about. I'm not sure. Save. Play. Wait for new data. Here. Send. Okay, what is this scenario initialized failed with error? Okay, I just need to go through this error properly. This is driving me nuts. Invalid reference and power to name module basic aggregator. Cannot initialize the scenario because the reason scenario failed. 10 problems found. Invalid reference to parameter 0. Where is it failing? I'm not even seeing what's like it's just okay, so I think it's this that's causing the issue. So let me just back this out. Let me do this first. I'm going to take this. Yeah, I'm going to have to delete this. I think there's some sort of reference issue that's causing a problem. So first, let's do this first. Let's just run this. Right, so we're gonna remove this as well too. And okay, so save. Shouldn't be the last module, I understand. Run anyway. Wait for new data. Send. Scenario initialization fails. Okay, so somewhere here a transformer should not be the last module. Okay, so that's fine. So we're going to put a webhook as a last module response, and it's just going to be whatever the array is. Okay, and then we're going to run that again. Save it first, run again, use existing data, sure. And let's see what the error is. Yeah, so see, still giving me the same. So I think total bundles. Don't need a spreadsheet. Yeah, see, it's for some reason it's not. Okay, let's delete this. Something is going on. So let me just get rid of this, save it. Run it for the sake of running it. Wait for new data. Send it in. That should clear the error messages. Okay, there we go. So we got data, came through okay. Now let's just add our tools again. There's some I think there's some caching issues with this tool. So create JSON. Okay. Target data structure this. And then ID. The ID is row number 2. Company. Oh wait, hang on a second. This is interesting because I'm not doing an aggregator. So do I need an aggregator? Maybe I don't. Let's find out. So company name. Category. I don't know if I need an aggregator. Let's find out. Because in their documentation, I don't think they have an aggregator, do they? Okay, we'll go back to that in a second. Okay, let's just see. Before we do the entire thing, let's just do a couple of them and then click OK. And this one can't be the last one, so that's fine. We're going to do a webhook, do a response, and we're going to do a JSON response from the JSON. And then we're going to save it. Okay, run it. Wait for existing data. And go back to our postman. We're going to press send. And there, it actually did do it. Oh, no, it didn't. Right, so it, what is this doing? So So I think it's so it's giving me a response for every single. This ran 72 times, this ran 72 times from the records, right? So that's why we need the aggregator, because this doesn't make any sense, because this is just going to return one row. So the aggregator is going to at least mitigate that problem by, so we need an aggregator. So that goes here. And there's this auto line thing. So there's this. Now you could choose our sheets. We're going to aggregate sheets record. We're going to choose the data structure as custom. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, give me the row number, the company name, these here, these field, click OK. Now in here, what I would like for you to do is not get the aggregator, but I would like for you to get the details from the aggregator, right? So here, oops. Now we can expand the aggregator and choose company, choose row number, company. I think it was just a cache thing that was causing this problem. Website, contact, location, drive, priority, assigned, trade show notes. Click OK, right? And then that will give you the create JSON aggregator will give you here. So let's see that now. So save, and then we're going to go back to this. I'm going to click on run. Accepted. Why accepted? So what happened? So the create JSON happened. So let's run 72 times. Should it have run 72 times? Shouldn't it have run once? So the aggregator took this information. So see, there's no errors. So that's what some reason I think it was just some cache problem. And then this is creating a data structure of an array. Show advanced option. Intention. That's fine. So create a JSON, and then this here is not a string. So I think there might be an issue with my aggregator, with my data structure. So no, this is fine. So aggregate into an array. So the question is, you know what? Maybe I have to put, maybe I have them in the wrong order, maybe? Because let's go back to this again. Create JSON. So I think let's just read this for a second. So open the aggregator, array aggregator module. Change target structure from custom to JSON module. So I think that's what it is. So here from custom to custom headers. any sense. So change. Hang on a second. We'll pause this one. Okay, finally figured out what the problem is. So this documentation is not very clear, and there's some gotchas inside of here. So I'm just going to try to explain it the best way I can. So when you create this, so basically we have to go from Google Sheets to the aggregator to JSON. However, for this to work the way that it's intended to return all the results, you kind of have to do like a weird back step. So you have to like create the Google Sheets, create the aggregator, create the JSON, create JSON, and then set it in a specific way, then go back to the aggregator in order to fix a mapping problem, which is a little odd. So, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So let me show you what I was doing wrong first, because I want to make sure that it's documented properly. So what I was doing is I have the aggregator here and the create JSON, right? And what I was doing, I created my JSON. First, let me back up and just say exactly how I had it before, because this is really bizarre. So I click generate. The data that I have looks like this. So this is the JSON. This is what representation of one object, right? So it's just curly braces, notes, whatever the notes are, right? Contact right here, right here, right here, right here, right? Okay. So we gotta, this is the representation of the object. Curly braces at the top, curly braces at the bottom, ID, notes, contact, etc., etc., all represented by open and close with a comma at the end of each one of them, except for the last one. Okay, so that's it. That's our data structure. Okay, so what I was doing, I was taking my data structure, and I would click on here. I'm just editing this one because I'm going to use the same name. But I would click here, I would click on generate, and I would paste it in like this, and then generate. The problem with this is I see it gives you this structure, which is actually correct. The structure is correct, but it doesn't. So that's correct. And then if you click add item, see what it does? It gives you this thing. So what I was doing is I was actually coming into the array and then doing a mapping directly to this. The problem with that is that it doesn't actually give you an array of this item, which is a little odd. It's a little odd. So I was just mapping it like this. So that's the problem. And I won't map all of them, but I'll just show you what I mean. So here, so now I have that. Now my response is supposed to be this JSON from the previous one, right? So that's the JSON string. The problem with this is that if I click on save first, click on run, use existing data, because it's the same thing. Oh, you know what? I don't need the existing data. Let's do the, oh, it says validation here. Yeah, okay. This is because I didn't fill out all the fields, so I have to fill out all the fields. So, yeah, I have to fill out all the fields. All right, so this, see how it gives me this, right? So ID, row number, where is it? Yeah, notes, contact, website, and it seems correct on the surface. Category, location, priority. So company name, trade show notes. So it seems correct on the surface, right? So I'm gonna click on save, and then on this here, yeah, that should be fine. Click on run, wait for new data, go back here, press run. So there. So see what it's doing? It's giving me back just a single record. Why is it giving me back a single record? That's what I was trying to figure out. That's what was confusing me. Now I see 1, 1, 1, 1. So my initial thought was that, oh, Google is returning one. Google Sheets is returning one record. That is not the case. If you click on this here, it shows you the output. I'm sorry. And it has all the records. So that's not a problem. The aggregator also have all the records. So that's also not the problem. The problem is in how this aggregator is connected to this JSON. And when I click on this, basically what's happening is it's actually taking one of the record from the aggregator and putting it to my create JSON object. It's not giving me doing an array. So to fix that, you got to do this weird thing where you have to wrap, instead of just leaving this like this, you have to wrap this into another object. So you have to put it in another object, open. This needs to be an array. So an array is any single thing that's represented by two angle brackets like that, okay? So what you're telling it is this data is an array. I need to explicitly tell it that. This is an array. I would think that this module would have done that, but it's not doing it. And then I need to give it another wrapper so that this data, we understand that this data is sitting in an array. So what I have to do is give it another thing. So I'm just going to name it companies. Okay? And companies is the name of the property. Okay? Let's say call it target list. Alright? And a colon so that it represents this data that's in here, which is an array. So basically what I'm doing is basically doing this and this, right? And my data is sitting in here. My data is this. Okay? So that's basically what I'm doing. So, but I'm just separating it. I'm just trying to think it out in this way. And then I have to wrap the entire thing in and do another object. Okay? So that's how you set up the structure. And then you click in here. When you click edit and you go into this, get rid of this. Oops, can I just go to the top and just, okay, so can't seem to get rid of it. How come I not? Yeah, so I click on generate. I paste that into the sample data here, generate. Now it's going to give me this, the name of the target list that's in an array with a collection of items. Now I can click save. And then click close off this. So here, so now I have my target list, right? Click OK. Now I could come back. Oh no, so I have to click on the target list. Then I click add item. And what it's going to give me is. Right. So I have to click on map. I have to click on this map object here. Now it gives me a box. Now I can click this. Now I can do array, not the individual, but the array, so that it knows I want the array. Then I click OK. Then I have to come back to this array here and then change the structure from that to target list. It's weird. Now I can do my mapping. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. So yeah, that is like very bizarre behavior to me. Power Automate and you know, Logic App are way more advanced than some of these tools, but nonetheless, you know, this is what's popular, so we're going to push through it. Website. So assign. Here's assigned. Yeah. Category. Location. We're not doing too bad though. Better than last night. Location. Priority. Where's priority? Here. Company. Trade show. Okay, so now we could save this. And now when I run this, I should be able to get use existing, wait for new data. Bring this up. I should get an array. Bam! That's right. Right? So I got an array, an object that has an array called target list that has multiple data inside of it. So that's how you do it. It's a little bizarre because I would think I would have been able to return a flat array, but yeah, okay, that's fine. We could access this target list to get the list of data. So that's it. That's all we need to do now. So let's just see if this is going to be consistent if I keep hitting it multiple times. I don't know if there's see, there's kind of a rate limit problem here. So how long does it take? There might be some kind of rate limiting. Okay, but let's maximum number of results applies on this scenario. Let me show advanced. Is there a rate limit? edit, show advanced, JSON pass through, get request method, yes. The HTTP method verb will be added to the request body. Yes, it's a get request method. Get request header, the header will be added to the request body. I don't know. Data structure. It's yeah, that's it. If enabled, JSON payloads are returned as string. Save. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't know. I think this is just a. Oh, I have to run it. Okay, so let's just. No, that's what we want. So now we're gonna go back to the dashboard. Cancel. Save changes. I'm gonna go back to here, and we're just gonna turn this on. Delete all data. Yes. And now we should be able to have this running. There. So that's one. Let me just set it again. There, that's two. I don't know if there's a rate limit, but let's see. Okay, it's doing the right thing. Behaving correctly. Perfect. Okay, so now we could go take this URL here, and this is a public open URL, so we're just going to generate it after this video is created so that you guys don't be hammering my stuff and costing me money. So now again, if you haven't gotten this far, you got to go back and watch the previous video. We're an hour in on this one here. I'm not going to repeat all of this stuff, but I will do a summary video of this because there's a lot of details here, and it gets buried in the details. So I'll do a summary video. I'll try to do a summary write-up maybe, and then you can watch the details to get the actual information. So let's go to composables here, and we could change this URL. Oops. From that to from Postman to this. So that's the cool thing. And then because we have this target, right? It's in that target, right? So it's in this target list object. We have to access that first. So what we're gonna do is when the data comes back, when the response comes back here, we're gonna do response dot target list, and that's going to give us our API values. So let's try that and see. Let's run this. So now we can go here. We're going to inspect. Go to network tab. And let's refresh. So trade show is failing. Why? /trade show. So we don't have any paths anymore. So the path is actually not this anymore. So the path is actually empty. Okay, there we go. So there's data. So refresh again. Test company. Perfect. Okay, so now we could go to our Google Sheets and check this out. Test company, update, refresh. Bam, bam. Right? We got a Google Sheets connected down to a local mobile app, all through Make and things. So now we got to figure out how to do the opposite, which is basically push the data back up to the cloud. But yeah, so this is going to work beautifully. Now I could sort it. Now I could sort the data. I wasn't sorting before because I had all these problems. But what we could do is come back into Make, edit this bad boy, click on edit, come back into the aggregator. No, come back into Sheets, and we can say ascend in order, sort, order by company name, and then save. And then I could come back in here and I can refresh, and that will do the right thing. Maybe save it. Maybe save. I think I did that. Dismiss checklist. Refresh. It might just, yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, good. So I'm going to do a local search. So we won't be doing Google search, right? Now that we have the data locally, we could easily just do a search inside of here for the name of the company. So what we can do now, we're gonna hook up this. Actually, let's do the opposite. We're gonna come back to the app. What we'll try to do is let's go to edit. So see here. So this is pulling in the right details. Right. So I'm doing a local filter. I'm not actually calling back the API, right? I'm always getting the full record and then doing a search. So I'm gonna have to make some behavioral changes here so this is faster. But for the most part, it's okay. So why don't we let's do this. Let's make it so that when we edit this, it'll update. So if I say update, 500 milliseconds later, it's going to push that data back up to Google. So how would we do that? So first of all, we need to update. We need to post the data. I have a couple ways that I could do this. We're going to take the field name. Yeah, we're going to update the field. We're going to update individually. I don't want to have the save button at the bottom. You should just automatically update. Anything you type in should just update. So let's do that. And we have a two-way sync, and then we could clean up the app a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to make.com. We're going to go back to scenarios. We're going to create a new scenario, and the scenario will be very simple. We want to create a scenario where we're going to take a webhook, okay, so we're going to update individual fields. So we're going to trigger when a custom webhook is retrieved, right? Create a webhook. So we're going to call this trade show update API. Save. Also, I think we have to set it as a pass-through. Yes. If enabled, JSON payloads are returned as string. Oh, sorry, not return as string. So copy this address, and then Notepad. So this is going to be our update URL. All right, and then what we want to do is we want to send a very specific format. So I'm going to go to Postman here for this one here. We're going to create a new. Come on. New request. Come on. And then we're going to call it update URL. Update Google Sheets. We're going to update only the individual record. So we'll take this URL here. And again, I'm going to be changing all these URLs before this video is published. So don't try to mess with the URLs, okay? Create your own, please. For my sake and for yours. So JSON. So here's what I want to do. I want to update company name as an example, okay? By the way, this should be without space. So I want to update this, which is really the A field. So I'm going to figure out how to map that. Okay, so it'll be something like this. I'm thinking about how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the company name as the property, colon. Oh, sorry. So it should be column. Which column I want to update? Colon. So the column name I want to update is company name, which is the header, right? This header. I'm also going to pass in the A, so I know it's the column A, because I think Google might need that. So letter, right? A, and then I want to pass in the row number, and we're going to say row 1 in this case. So this is the data that I'm going to pass in. Then I need to figure out how to translate that, and then we need the value. What is the value that you want to update? Column value. Yeah, this value. This value is fine. Okay, and then in this case, we're gonna say updated from API. I'm just copying the same thing and just putting it, so I know that this will work. So this is gonna be my data structure. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna post it to this guy. Accepted. So now I have some format here. Oops. Run. So it's waiting for me. I'm going to send that over. Okay, so we have a format, a structure that's coming in. Company, the column name, the company letter, the row number, and the, right? Because again, it updated individual records. I'm going to show you why I'm doing that in a bit. No more advanced, but I think this is the better way. All right, because this way I could send small snippets of information. So let's add another module, Google Sheets. Come on. So Sheets. And what we want to do is we want to update a cell, a specific cell. From where we're going to choose a specific sheet ID. Oh. Select from a list. So search spreadsheet. Ah, jeez. Yeah, so I don't like this, but I'm gonna take it for now, because I technically I should be sending down the spreadsheet name down to the app so that this could be sent back to the app, but I know I'm just dealing with one spreadsheet, so we're just gonna select from a list. Let's just do it that way. My drive, choose spreadsheet, and the trade show CRM. That's the one that I want to update. Right, so let them figure out all that stuff, and the sheet name is this one here. So now I just need to tell it which cell. So all I have to do is merge the column letter and the row number, right? So column letter and row number, and then the value is going to be whatever the value comes from here. Done. Okay, so run once, and let's do where's our Google Sheets here. So let's put that on this side here. Go to Postman, and then we should be able to see this change from this to update to from API. Oh, suits. I did the wrong one, but it did what it's supposed to do. So undo that. Oh, you can't undo from here because it's nothing. So I updated the wrong column. So this is company name. right? But it's basically row 2. Test update row. Bam. So A, row 2. How come it didn't update? Oh, I think it because it just ran once. I think it's because this just ran once. So let's wait for new data. Go back to this. Send again. There we go. Right? So bam. So that's working. So now that we have that in place, what we always want to do is we always want to know for every single column. This gets a little tricky. I have a few ways that I can solve this problem. I could locally map it. I'll hard code it. Column A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'll hard code it. Why would I hard code it? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to, because I want to, here's the problem that I have now. It's like I don't, when I send the API down, so this API here, when I send this API, come on. Oh my goodness, really? Man, computer's like just annoying. So when I send this down, I actually don't know, like I don't know if notes is a column A or column Z. I have no idea, right? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to append the column name to the record. This way I can filter it out on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to say notes underscore A. Therefore I know that's an A column. I'm going to say B underscore D. So I'm always going to know which columns they're coming from, right? So, and then technically it's not hard coded, but it kind of is hard coded, if that makes sense, right? So, but it means if I change the columns or move things around, it'll work. It means I have to change the app, but it doesn't matter, it'll work. So else I'll have to do some kind of weird mapping thing. I don't want to do that. So here's what we'll do. We'll go back to this guy, save changes, yes, because we care about that. That's working. And let's give it a proper name because we don't have a proper name for this. Edit it, and then let's go to, this is called so this is called trade show API update. Google Sheets. Cell. Right? Just so we know exactly what that is. Save changes. This one here is edit. Trade show. Trade show target list. API. Okay. So what we're going to do here, right, so you see this F number here, etc, etc, etc. Might have a little problem here. Let's see this create JSON. How can we do this? Because we actually don't, it's not dynamic, right? So yeah, this name is not dynamic. Damn it. We might have to hard code this, guys. Might have to hard code this. So okay, I'm gonna have to hard code it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna map this out in a way that makes sense. Yeah, we're gonna have to hard code it. So let's do it in a JSON format, so it'll be easy. So it'll be like this. So it'll say I'm gonna create another structure. I'm going to say company name is actually, we'll just use the same structure here. So company name is actually column A. Let's do this in it's easier to me to do it in Visual Studio. So I'm going to create a new file here. I'm going to create a new file. We don't need a new file. We'll create in the composable. I'm just going to create a new a data structure, a mapping. We'll call it a mapping data structure. Const mapper. Let's call it column mapper. Column mapper. Okay, and then we're going to say equals, and we're just going to so get rid of this and this because it's a duplicate. And right, and then basically what we're going to do is just going to map this. So this is column A. Here. So this is column A. This is the row number. ID is a row number. Category is column B. So I'm hard coding the mappings so I can map back from my thing to B. So if I have to change it, then I will have to change it in this one location. This normally you put this in a config file or something, but we're not trying to go all out here. So websites, it's going to be column C. D is going to be contact. Okay. CD's contact, location, and I'm just putting it in order so it just makes it easier for me. You don't have to put it in order. E. F is going to be notes. Assign priority is going to be G. G. Assign is going to be, by the way, I'm doing Alt, up, and down to move the Alt on Windows and up and down. I think it's the same. Alt. I forgot what it is on the Mac. I. And trade show notes G. Alright, let's make sure. G. There. Okay. So now that we have that, we have some way of mapping. So we know what the properties are internally, and we're just going to use that to map it. So what else am I going to do here? Again, this is how we're going to update the record. No. Yeah. So update Google Sheets. So we want to update just the one specific cell. So with that in mind, let's do something. Let's do this. I'm getting hot. Gotta open up my door. Give me 1 second. So we can get some air in here. Okay, so let's do this. Let's so let's call it a update RT. We'll call it use update on company info. Okay, we're going to take in an object We want to take it in a company. That's that we're looking for. We're gonna this is the type, right? That's what it's looking for, is a type. We're gonna take in a type of, the type that we're gonna take in is different. The type that we're gonna take in is let's call it, what do we want to call it? Let's call it a Google Sheet update type. Naming is hard. Let's call it update data model. Export type model, which is going to have the following. It's going to have these stuff here, which is all strings, right? Oops. So this is a string. This is a string. This is a number. Oops. Oh my goodness. And this is a string. I think I'm doing that right. Oh, no quotes. All right. This is a type, so. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna have a column, row, and this. Okay, so with that in mind, let's so update data model. So we're gonna take in here, import and update data model. Okay, I'm going to take that, and that's what we would like to take in here. Which is an update data of type update data model, right? This is TypeScript. So, and then this is the same thing here. I don't know why we have to do this. I don't know why it's doing that, but yeah, it's fine. And then update CEO data. Right, because we're updating the cell, not the full company. So update data model, company, service company, update, and that's it. On the update, we're gonna pass in this, and if I press F12, this should, I don't know if it's gonna jump me to, no. So company service, F12. I don't know how, that doesn't matter. So we go back to services, and on our update, so this is taking an ID with data. You know what? I might still do this. Yeah, let me pass in the ID. So the ID in this particular case will be update data model, update dot. What did we name it? Row number. The row number is the ID. We're just going to pass it that way, just so at least we keep the consistency in the structure, because we could use this for other stuff. So hopefully that's making a little bit of sense. I might have lost a couple of people here because we're going a little deeper here. But basically what we're doing is, so on the update, this update API that we have, which again you'd have to go look at the other video, see how we got this, but this update takes in the ID and then it takes in the actual data. We won't actually use this ID here, but just because it takes it, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. And then it's calling /update on whatever their URL is. However, we don't actually need the URL, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take in the URL also as a string. Okay, and then we're going to pass that URL here. We're not doing this right. Let's just do this. URL. Here. Whatever the URL is, give me the URL. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to pass it as a JSON data in the body. And this we're just going to ignore for now. Okay? What else? And just to make that a little more concrete, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the edit screen. I'm going to manually do it for now. So we're going to go over to the edit screen, which is out of pages, edit, ID. And what we'll do is we'll click on the save button. So on save changes, we're just going to hard code the changes. This here. So this is going to call. So use company services. We want to bring in the other. We want to bring in update company info. Yeah, we want to bring that in. And then here, let's call it save company data. It's more in alignment to what we have here. So on this side, we're going to go here and we're going to call this save company data. Right? Yeah, and just to make sure we know that this is working, we're going to do console log and then we'll pass in update data just so we can test that this is working. And over here we're going to go back to this guy here. That's right, we're going to call this function. When we click on the save button, where is save button? Here. So when we click on this save button here, it's going to call this click event save, which is going to call this function here. That is going to call this method called save company data, and it's going to pass in an object, which we don't have right now. Right? So it's going to pass in temporary data right now. TA, and we're going to pass in a const equals, and that has to be this. From application. Okay, so we're going to pass in cell update data. This is a temporary thing for now. just so we can trace and make sure everybody's doing the right thing. So alright, so let's see what happens if we run this. And we will inspect and network or console. I'm going to go to here and let's see if we click on this button here at the bottom. Undefined course. Okay, doing the right thing though. So it is calling the right API, is it? No, it's not. It's not calling the right API, and it's doing paragraph undefined. However, it is passing the right details, so that's a very good sign. So we just need to get this API changed. So how do we do this? So let's do. So in the API service, see right now the URL is set up at the very, very top of the thing, but I don't know if I want to do this anymore because the APIs are different regarding, see here on the end, base URL. So this that base URL here. So let's let's do this. So this that base URL will be here. Close URL. Alright, so I'm overriding the base URL. And then what is the URL that we want to put? This one here ends in P. So let's go back to this. And then this is the let's put all the URLs up at the top just to be no more cons. And let's call this the Google Docs Update API URL. Google Sheets Update Make API. Right? URL. So that is going to go into here. No, sorry, here. So let's find out. Oops. Clear. Save. 404. Okay, so it's doing it twice. Okay, so it's doing it twice because in here I have URL, so I actually have to keep this actually has to be empty. Because I'm setting the base URL. That's basically what I'm overriding the base URL. Bam. Okay. Payload from application. Where's the Google Sheets? So it didn't update. Why? Probably because it's not running. Make.com is not running. Let's just go check. Make sure that we got. So scenarios, save changes, sorry. So this is not running. There we go. So this needs to be running. Delete all data, delete. Okay, let's try that again. From here, go to here, save. So, bam, from application. Okay, so we got full end-to-end communication from between make.com. We got full end-to-end communication between our application and right cell. Now we just need to do this kind of mapping thing so that we can map. So okay, company name is going to be record A. Company, we know which row it is because of this number here, by the way, if that wasn't obvious. Because whenever you click on the, because we're assigning the ID as a row. So if I refresh this, okay, and I go back here, if I click on edit, this is row number 17. So all I have to do now is just basically say that company name, which is A, I have to send back A17 so that it knows which record to update. So I just have to do some kind of a mapping thing to get that going, all right? So A17 will be this guy here, right? So the way how we're gonna try to address that is, let's see what we can do. What's the fastest, easiest way we can do that? So, okay, so we know that this is working, so that's good. So let's just close all this stuff up. Now we gotta go to this guy and focus on this guy. So we just need to know what we want to know is, we want to know which row it is. That's easy. That's easy. How is that easy? Because we have that information in the router here. All right? Parse int. Exact same thing. So we have that information here. So that's easy. Okay, now the question is, how do we know the letter and how do we know the column? So the column, so this is not a let anymore, this is a, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take in all three of these things here. We're going to take in a column, we're going to take in a letter and a row number and a value. We're going to take in column, letter, and we know the row number already. So we're just going to take in a column, the letter, and the value. And then we're going to map those to this column, the letter, so I actually don't even want to do the column. I want to send in the column. You tell me the letter. So I'm going to send in the column and I'm going to send in the value. The value is from here, right? So let's just do that first and then we'll come back to this letter thing. So for the so save changes is going to take in the name of a column. So how do we know the name of the column? Okay, so it basically we're doing this wrong right now because this save button won't exist. But we're going to take it in baby steps. So let's just do this first. Let's just do this. We're going to take this in baby steps. So we're going to say, just to make the point first. So it's going to be, I'm passing in the column, right? So I'm going to say company name. That's the property that I want to send in. What is the value? The value is whatever is coming from this company name here. Model.company name. That's the value. So each of them are going to have this on change event on it. But basically for now we're going to do it this way. Okay? So let's just do it this way first, just to make sure that this is working. So therefore we could guarantee that it's doing the right thing. You know what we can do? There's an easier way to do this. But I'm not, you know what? Yeah. There's so many ways to do this. Okay, so let's just do this. So let's just say updated from app. Okay, press save. So that should get us or not. No? Wait, hang on. I might have sent the wrong. What did I send? Let me let me look at the data of what did I send first. Network. Oops. This feels reversed to me. This feels awkward. This is supposed to be on the right. This is my OCD here. Okay, so let's just make sure I got the right thing. So update. Let's call it 001. Save. So DMD update 001, row number 17, coming from here. Column A, company name. Yeah, that's correct. So this should be right. So why isn't this working? So let's go to make.com. Google Sheets update cell. Error. Why error? Google Sheets. Missing value. So required cell. Okay, so the data is not coming true. This data is not coming true. Why? So let's go back to this and see what came in on the webhook. What came in? Empty. I'm confused. So let's put it back on. Delete all data. Delete. So payload. Let's just look at it. So it's it's maybe coming in a put. Maybe that's why. Need to be a post. Maybe. I don't think that matters. I don't think that matters. So let's do this. It's gonna take in a data structure. So we know the data structure is gonna take in. So we're gonna just call it the update data structure and just be done with it, right? So edit, show advanced, add. We don't have to do this, but we'll call it just so we have some just a consistency, and basically it's going to be sample data, right? So this is what it's going to look like. Generate, and that's going to be the. So at least we just have it saved. Click save. Click save. So what am I missing? Because and maybe I'll just. So let's go back to. Let's go back to here. Inspect. I already have that open. I keep doing the same thing over and over. So let's go to edit. Number 4. 002. Clear. Save. No API call. Console. Error saving undefined. What's undefined? I know why. This here is not in the loop. That's why. So this v4, that's why. So, oh wait, hang on a second. No, that's not right. Error saving. Company name. Value. Wait, I think we can't do this. No, we're not. That's not right. That's not right either. Every single thing here is correct. So where's the error? Save company data. Come on. Nothing. I don't even know if it's clicking. I refresh the whole thing. No. See, I can't tell if it's my computer or if it's just not clicking. So we gotta put a console log here. So refresh again. Network here. See, no clicks. So my click is now working. Why is that? You know, I might be in the wrong oh my goodness, I might be in the wrong, probably the wrong console. Inspect. Almost certain of it. This is the life of a developer, my people. Okay, so 004. Save. There. Sorry, I was just in the wrong browser. Accepted. No console log. Okay, so we have save and company data, which is save and changes. So save and company data is here. Company data, which is this. Error, save and company. What is this? We don't need this. Don't care about this. Don't push over to anything else. Just leave it. Don't do anything. Just leave it. Don't touch. Alright, so refresh again. Alright. I think it's working now. Here we go. 003. Let's see, 005. Let's say 006. Huh. Oh, maybe another record. Advanced logistics. Advanced logistics. Weird. Came through okay. Make.com. Did it fail? Scenarios. Turned off again. Why? This scenario requires your attention. More details. Error. It's failing. It's not reliable. Web of the operation was not complete. Missing value. Required field cell. So what's going on with you? It might be the application though. Let me just see. So I'm thinking that when you click on the button the second time, some reason it fails. So let's find out. So if I refresh and I go to here and make sure that this thing is on, delete all data, delete. I come back here, clear this, 007, right? I click on save, it updates there, it updates there, 007. So we're good. But now, if I go 008, it's gonna fail. 008. Of course it worked. So what's the problem? 009. 009 010. Okay, it's working. That's her. All right, so that's good. What else? So now that we know that that's working, now we can deal with this letter, right? Because we have to know what the letter is. So okay, so there's two things that we're gonna do. One is we're gonna put a little delay. So we're gonna get ChatGPT to help us out with this, right? So basically, what I want to do is I want to save changes, but I want to make every one of these so when you type, it's going to pause 500 milliseconds and then it's going to send the data. Right, so we're just going to copy this code. We're going to go over to Mr. GPT. Yeah, I got a custom one for Nux, but you could do it in a regular GPT. And then we're going to say this: please review the following code. I would like to update it so that for every field, every text box, milliseconds if the user type in. Please modify the code. Right? So basically, they're gonna come in here and they'll start typing. And they'll type, and nothing will happen. The minute they stop, it's going to send the data to the backend. Saves in real time all the time, right? At least that's what we're going to aim for. Okay. And it just gives it means I don't have to think about a save button. If they click out on the back button, all that type of stuff, you just type, it's saved. And as long as make does not error out, we should be fine. Now, one of the problems with the make stuff is that it's not robust enough that you could go back and replay. Well, maybe it is. I just don't know about it yet. So okay, we're 2 hours in, so we're not terrible. Not terrible considering we were. So this was a 6-hour project, more or less, maybe 8 hours. So where are we? What are we making now? ChatGPT, right? So yeah, so it's gonna add this. So let's see what it's doing. So it's on Lodash. We don't really want to do it on Lodash, but sure. First we'll create a Lodash. Can we use a better API than Lodash? Oh. It doesn't really matter. So what we're gonna do is watch mount router debunks company update. So every single thing is the same except that we're bringing in this Lodash. For debunks. We're just bringing in debunks. And then what he's going to do is create a debunks save function. So column and value, save and changes, cell update. Assuming you have a way to determine this based on the column. Yes, I do. Alright, this and this. And then there. Every single thing else is the same. And then see what he has there is input field this. So this is just an example, right? So copy code. So we just got to replace this section with this. It's the same code except that he added the debug, he, she, whoever. Pick your poison. This debug save, right? So this debug save happens when? So he modified the debug save. That's basically what it did. And then what are we calling? We're calling update field. So every time you call update field, this one here is going to call debunk save, and it needs to know the field name and the value, right? So it's just a generic way of doing it. So basically, let's just go with this one. So we got ID company value name here, which is a value, right? So he's separating the value in the model. And then on input, we're going to call update field. And then this is the target value, which is basically this model. And that's it. Right? Every single thing else is the same. So we just got to take this and do that for every one of them. But let's just test it first, make sure it's good. So what do we have to do here? So we're going to go to... Yeah, we should be running already. Let's just stop first, make sure that we... Oh, right, yeah. We gotta clear one of these guys. Can't have two of them. Terminate, rebuild. I'm gonna do npm install. npm install Lodash. I think there's a better one than Lodash, but I don't remember what it is. We're out of liquid. Maybe get some juice or something. So yeah. Okay, so go back to this. Go back here. Refresh. Inspect. Network. Put this on the other side. Fetch in, fetch in, fetch in. Got some data. Oh, field does not have. What is it? Fail to resolve import from. I don't know why ES, but I think that's wrong, so we'll just go with Lodash and see. So where are we? Here. Let's see if that works. There we go. So 1, 2, 3. Bam. Did that work? Bam. There we go. Bam. Right? So you keep typing, nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens. Stop. Bam. Therefore, bam. Right? Fantastic. Amazing. Amazing. And that's how you do it, folks. That's how you do it. So now we just gotta add some more finishing touches. So let's copy this and bring this. So this is the location. So all we gotta do is just keep replacing the same thing over and over. Field. What is this one? Oh, this is a file upload thing. That's a different story. So input field, notes, contact, location, value, contact, notes, and then get rid of V model. So right now we can only update column A. We just got to keep that in mind because we have this hard coded, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring in a mapper we're going to bring in a mapper. The mapper is sitting in the mapper is in here. So we have to export we can export this mapper here, and then we can write a utility. No, we don't want to export the mapper. What we could do is we could just have a utility that figures out the mapper. So get the so let's call it a export cons use mapper. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take in a column name, which is a string. Okay, and then that column name we're going to say on this mapper, column mapper, we're going to try to find the name. So let's just do lowercase. Let's make every single thing lowercase so that we don't have any craziness. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say column mapper to, yeah, so okay, yeah, that's right. So we're going to call it column. And then what we want to do is we want to, there we go, right? So we want to take the column mapper and think, because with JavaScript, in other words, this is going to send me in, this is going to send function to update column data, the function to get the map column letter from the column name, right? So basically eg, so eg, I'm going to send in yes, so I'm going to send in company name, and that will return a, right? So when I pass company name here, JavaScript knows how to take that and convert it to this, and then basically it's going to return that. That's basically what this is doing. And then column mapper map letter, right? So we got to call them use mapper, so we're gonna call use mapper here, and then in here we're going to do it out here for now, just so at least we got the letter. So mapped equals use mapper column, right? And then if we do this console here, so map to letter, and then map letter, right? What is the value? Yeah, so let's do that. And you know what, let's just be bold and just change this right off the top, and then let's test it. So where are we? We're here. We want to inspect here. We want to go to this. We want to refresh the entire thing. we want to make a change. Wait. And then map letter equals map letter A. Map letter E. See that? Bam. Right, so what is this now? Bad requests. 400. So, alright, okay, so it needs to, it's returning map letter as an object. What is it doing? It just needs to return. I just need to extract it. So I just need to get this. So it's like this. Oops. And that should give me the actual letter itself, I think, if I remember correctly. Right, so here, refresh. E, right? So column E on line 4. Column E, line 4. No, this one, line 4. E on line 4. What did I put in? I don't remember now. Update. So it didn't work. Oh, because this probably failed again. So we need to put some error login and no, it didn't fail. Yeah, there we go. It stopped. Delete all data because it failed before, so it just stopped. I find that it breaks too fast, but it's because we don't have proper error handling, so that's the reason why. So yeah, so now we could go back to this. We could say update update and then we could go back to this, updated, right? Full service indicator, notes here, fantastic. Priority, we don't have priority. Contact, 1 2 3, contact, blah blah blah. Website, we don't have website either. There. Okay, so we got a full system end to end. You know what? I think this is a win. So first of all, let's I haven't been saving my work at all. Oh, and we're working on the main branch. Great. So this is a milestone. Successfully loading data from Google and updating cells. Git. Oh my goodness. We should be on the dev branch and I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Perfect. Great. So this is all working. So what's left? Just the picture stuff. This is good work. It's good work. So if I may say so myself. Yeah, okay, so we got something. Okay, so we just need trade show notes. Right, trade show notes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna trade show notes, which is H, right? So trade show notes. That's this one here. That's J. J. Ah, interesting. What happened here? Trade show notes is H. A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D. D, E, F, G. G is priority. H is trade show notes. H. And I is, yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, so trade show notes. What we're going to do is we're going to change this because the notes here, this notes for this field here, company notes, is actually just a, we actually don't care about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. We're going to make this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this, put it out, get this, end. And then we're going to call this. And then we're going to call it notes. We'll just say it was internal notes. Or pre-notes. I would just call it description. You know, how about nothing? Because we don't really care about that one. What I care about is this one, because this is the notes that I'm going to put back into the system, and it's called trade show notes, right? So I care about this trade show notes. And assuming I don't know the format is. Oh, we don't have that here. So we need trade show notes string lowercase t. Here, right? So trade show notes, and let's continue testing it. So there you have it, folks, a full end-to-end system. Now those API URLs, I'm going to be changing them, so don't be trying to submit data to them because they won't work. I guarantee they will not work. Okay, but trade show notes. So let's say we want to update number 2 to a record. Oh, what's going on here? What did I do? Oh, come on. Okay, so come on. So number 2, right? So here, I'm gonna go back to this. I'm gonna go to tests, which is all the way down at the bottom. Test new company. We're gonna edit that one, and then I'm gonna add some notes. Here are my notes from the excuse me. That's it. So here are my notes from the trade show. Isn't that wonderful? Right? Yeah, I think that's wonderful. I think that's more than wonderful. That's a wrap, guys. It's a wrap. There's more that I could do, but I think this is just a good start. I want to be able to upload images and all that type of stuff, but I'm not certain. Where would I upload the image? To Google Drive? I guess so, right? And then put a URL to it in Google Drive. So that would be the other thing that we could do, which I might do. I might end up doing that and then in a future video, because then I just have to change the API URLs, right? But I don't know. Yeah, so I'll close this video off because we spent so much time let's say, actually, you know what? Let's just do one more thing, which is just finish up the search. Then we got a true application. Let's finish up the search. How about? Yeah, let's finish up the search. So, but this is easy. We're just going to do ChatGPT on this one here, right? We're just going to put a filter. So we're just going to do it. We're just going to do it on the list screen, on the index screen. So based on the following data, so what we're going to say is we're going to say based on the following data, create search so that on type, yeah, we'll just ChatGPT it. So we're going to say types. So based on the following screen, after the user types, based on the following screen, as the user types in the search box, filter the JSON list by company name, using contains right. Modify the code. Right, so we're not searching the API. So basically what we're doing is we're pulling down the data from the API once, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to locally search it for the company name to see if it has keywords. So you see here, so he's added this V model keyword, and then on the button he's going to put a he or she, whatever you want to call it, ChatGPT. I say he, right? So button, somewhere in here there's a oh, it doesn't even matter because it's just gonna just as it, or we're gonna put a watch on the keyword. That's basically what he's gonna do, right? So I'll put back the same code accordingly, and then here. So here we got a search keyword, which is ref is empty, and then we got a mount, and then we got a watch. We're going to do a watch on. Oh, how is it? Where's the watch? So filter items. Okay, so let's swap it out first, and then we'll see. Excuse me. Excuse me. Getting a cold again. So. Get rid of that. Paste this. So V model search. And then search keywords. Filter item. So items, company. So we're doing a compute filtered items. This is interesting. So filtered items equal computed, and then filter is based on the keyword because this member is in a watch cycle. So I guess you don't even have to do the watch. It's interesting, and it'll just update itself. So that should just work. So how do we know? So if we got this here, there. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? So let's hook up the website. Basic stuff now. We're into like the home run here, guys. Basic stuff. Let's hook up the website. If it has one, we'll show it. Right. Website. So we'll just say if. So we'll just do a where's the website? Here. If item dot website, right? And here we just need to put item dot website colon. And target blank, because we want to be able to go back to our spot. Okay, and then that's it. So anybody that has a website, we put it in. I'll take it. One of the problems is that some of the things don't have HTTP, so we might have to do like a VALIDAT website, and then pass this in, and then on here we'll just basically just check to see if it's Alright, so it's just checking to see if it has a URL. If it starts with HTTP, then if it does not, then anything else it just returns a URL. And that's it. Then that just makes it a little bit easier to fix that problem that we just saw just now. Bam. Alright. There we go. Isn't that amazing? Now I want to keep this button on this side at all times. So there's a way to do it. So I want to I don't know Tailwind that well, but I'm going to try to do this on my own. So justify between items. So like this maybe. Leave a space just in case. Yeah, so it just stays there on that side all the time, regardless of whether it has a website or not. Beautiful. Beautiful. Isn't that something? Okay, we're good. I'm going to close this off. I think I've accomplished all the things that I want to accomplish, with the exception of uploading an image. Yeah, I won't do that in this. I'm going to say that this is a little bit out of scope, because what I have to do is I have to write some code to convert the image to a I'm sure there's plugins that could do this fairly fast. In fact, I know a couple of plugins that we could probably use for this. I have to convert it to a base 64. You know what? Let's do it. That was the whole goal of this entire thing, so get the whole thing done, right? Let's do it. Oh, we haven't added a record as yet, right? There's no way to add a record, so this is supposed to be able to, you're supposed to be able to just create a new one, add a new record, and I'll add it to the database, to the Excel. But yeah, So which one? We gotta pick. Let's pick. Let's do the image. Adding a record is pretty straightforward. Let's do the image. So let's do the image. So we want to be able to take images, right? So let's do a I know there's a file uploader thingy. This one is a little more complicated. Let's see if there's a way to do base 64 to Google Drive. This might be a little tricky. Jeez. Yeah, we might need we might need a blob storage, guys, in order to do this properly. We might need a blob storage. So this would be like Google Cloud Storage to do it well, right? Okay, so let's do there's a pretty cool file uploader that I know of. I'm gonna have to find it. You know what? I'm gonna pause on this for a bit. If I do this, I'm gonna do it in another video. Because I want to spend some time just figuring out what's the best way to do this. Yeah. Let's close it off here. Or let's do the create. Let's do the create job. Then at least we did a full round on the Google stuff, right? So now, interestingly enough, we did not do the high level. And also, what I'm going to do is see this keeps failing. Delete all jobs. Let's click on this and let's just click on error handling and then ignore module, so that force that. Alright, so if it fails, it'll just error out. And let's do the same thing. We're going to do trade show API create. So we're going to do create show API, we're going to do webhook. Actually, let's just do this. We just need to do a duplicate. We need to duplicate this guy, clone. So instead of update is create, Google Sheets, new row, create a webhook. So this is create new row, copy the webhook URL. Again, these URLs will be changed, I promise you that. Okay, and then save. So we got a webhook. We don't need this anymore. So we'll get rid of this. And we're going to add a module, which is a sheet. We're going to add new row. Yeah, we're going to add a row. Drive. Select from all. No. Select from path. Drive. My drive, yes. Choose a file. Trade show CRM. Sheet name. Contains table, yes. So here. So we just gotta, this is pretty straightforward, right? So click OK. What we're gonna do is we're going to go back to this guy here. This is the model, right? So the webhook, we're gonna edit it. Show advanced. We're gonna choose data structure, which is the same data structure from before, trade show data structure, because that's what we're gonna be sending in. Click OK. Click here, and then we just need to map these. Oh, right. No, that data structure is a little bit more, so we need to just create our own data structure. So advanced, instead of choosing the trade show data structure, we're going to create the update data. They're going to create the add new data model. We're going to generate from data, and that's it. We don't care about this. We don't care about ID because we don't have one. Generate. Save. Save. And OK. And then here, we're just taking a company name, category, website, contact, location. Notes is just internal, so we don't really have it, but we're just going to put it anyway. Priority and trade show notes, because again, when the notes that we're going to be doing is from the trade show. Well, maybe we do need notes in this particular case, and assigned, which we're probably not using anyway. Okay, so that's that. Add error handling, ignore. I'm just putting this as a default because this thing seems to be very finicky. And then let's copy this and let's go back to here. What are we going to do now? We're going to do something a little bit differently. So we're gonna check to see on load if company exists. Sorry, this is the wrong one. So here, what we want to do is we want to, so here, see here, ref ID equals blah 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 blah. So this is going to happen if parset ID find. So if data, then company value, and copy immediately, right? So and then also the only thing I want to do is just change this text. So by default, it's going to be edit. So we're going to call this heading title. Right. So we're going to call that title. Edit company profile. Right, and then title will potentially change to add new record if no data, else no. I'm gonna say New company. Add new company profile. We also want to do one other thing, is show save button. We don't want the save button to show. So by default it's false. And this is add new. Add new record. Don't need anything there. And we go here. And we'll have a add new record. Okay. Get rid of this. I hate listen to this. I just don't like that they do that. Yeah. So what else? A new record, and then we want to add new company data. What else? I was going to make sure that, so basically the show save button should only show if here, so if we don't find any record, right? So that value, I think that's what it is, right? So basically what we're saying is, if there's no ID, we want to show the save button. Otherwise, and the save button is not really a save button, it's a add new record. Right, so here we click on edit. So it should be false. If. So by default it is false. And where are we going with this? ID. What did I do wrong? So what am I saying? I'm saying actually we don't even care if we found a yeah, if we have data, else, this is correct. What's wrong here? Come through, click on this, add new record, add new company profile. Yeah, that's correct. Come here again, click on edit. No, it should say edit. Right, so it needs to go back to the else. Right. So here, click on edit. Oh my goodness, really? What am I doing wrong? What did we do wrong? So I should really just put this down in the mouth. And what I should just do is just look for this ID. If it has an ID, then this is where we do that. Right, so I'm saying if I found an ID, then edit. If I don't find an ID, there. Come on, why are you failing me now? So this is my only pet peeve with make. See, shuts off again. Why? Oh, I didn't save it. Okay, so oh, sorry, I got a free account, so can't thing. But let's do this. Ignore handler. So that's going to handle the error messages. Click on save. Scenarios, and I guess I can't enable this because maximum number of active scenarios have been exceeded. So let's delete the update for now. Enable this one. And Google Sheets, yeah. And we have an ignore there. So here, we can't update right now because we don't have enough. We have to pay for that. But the list is working, or at least it should be working. I'm gonna have to summarize these videos. API is okay. Return accepted. Great. API is finicky. It's very finicky. I'm not certain why. Maybe it's because I added this. Now it's just returning accepted. Okay, so I think that's because of I added this. API here. Oh, I thought it. Oh my goodness, I didn't do anything. It might be because of my count. Might be because of the account, so I might have to upgrade it, but I won't do that right now. We're just going to kill this video for now. I think we got all the basics, and I think everybody understands what has to be done. So the only thing I have to do is when you click on this and it says add new, right, is we just need to populate this. When you click on this button, it sends this data up. So when you click on save, add new record, is going to send company. So when you click on add new record here, it's going to call add new record company and pass that company information. That will go into use company services. Yeah, so we'll call it add new data. And then over here, So we're going to call the create Google Sheets API. So I don't even know what it does. So company, service. So what does it create do? So create, it takes in the data, it'll post it to a specific URL, and we're going to pass in that URL here. Because the endpoints are different for every single thing, so that's why I'm doing it this way. Right? And that's it. So here, we just need to set the URL that came from make. And I think we have a make.com, so we might not be able to successfully do this, but it's pretty straightforward from this particular point, just because this account I have to actually upgrade it. And I don't feel like doing that right this minute. So copy address, click on this, and go to, nope, go here, and then we say Google Sheets Update API, and then we say SD Google Sheets Create API make, and then so this is update. Create API. Alright, and that goes into here. Create API. So the data as well as the create. And then let's just make sure that we got something going. So inspect network. New. Oops. The debunks is working. So debunks cannot work. Debunks should now work if we don't have any. So go in here. So we need to say is in edit is new company. Or let's just say is edit. Is new record. If we say is new record, false, then we do all this updating. Matter of fact, we don't even do that. We just if it's new record, we don't even call. So on the update here, we say if it's new record. If it's new record, let's call this properly. Let's call this if is enter a new record. If is editing new record. So is editing new record, right? Keeps track of if we're editing it or not. So if we're editing a new record, by false is the default. So if we're editing a record equals false, then we want to run this code. Right, and how do we know if we're editing a record? Exact same thing, which is this. So in edit record equals false, as record equals true. Right, so we're checking for see if the ID is. If the ID is there, this might not be the best name, but it's what I got for now. So that we don't get this update on every single field. So let's see. So new, new, right? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add. There we go. Bam. Payload. So okay, so it's not doing the right thing, but it's doing the right thing, right? So it's at least sending data. Well, it's not sending data, but it's doing the right thing. Making the right API call and /create, so we gotta get rid of that too. On the API level. So on the service here, create URL base URL create, yeah, that's it, post, and then let's go to this new data. So where's that create coming from? Okay, it doesn't matter. And then let's go back to this and make sure that add new record, which is this guy here, has value. Right now it does not. Why not? So oh, yeah, so we might have to do V model here. This might cause a problem. Because I need two-way binding for this to work. This might be a problem. I'm not sure yet. Let's get ChatGPT to help us out there. Not enough mental capacity. Create a new company. Okay. It's kind of crazy how this stuff works. It's amazing. So incorrect fee model bindings for notes. You're displaying company notes. Oh, okay, right. Incorrect reader. So incorrect reactivity property and check. If not, my name incorrect confusion might be a problem here. Okay, so they rename it to editing company versus okay. Okay, so just okay. Interesting. So V model on notes. He said there was a problem with V model on notes. So trade notes. Trade notes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I want to call it notes. Yeah, that's fine. You just make an observation that I already know about. Will it work now? So we still haven't gotten to high level. Should we do high level in this video? No, we're gonna create a new video for it. Okay, so that's good. And now it's just a problem on make side, right? So on the make, what's going on? Scenarios, new record. Oh, the URL. What I don't, yeah, still don't know why the URL is incorrect. So it says /create. Let me just find where that /create is. Best way to do it is just so create API model. Yeah, so that's fine. Yeah, new here, we go here. So why is there a /create at the end? Interesting. It's adding this /create here. I'm not certain why. Despite this is a create, this is the URL. This is the base. Oh, here. Right. Okay, so let's go back to, oops, let's go back to this. Go back to this. Test new row. Location. Excuse me. Okay. Clean up. Add. Bam. Response accepted. There. Google Sheets. No new row. What's going on? What's going on, sir? Scenario. New row. Activated. Here. Okay, where's my history? Oh, so reach subscription limit. Okay, this is gonna work. You're gonna have to trust me on this. I'm gonna have to upgrade this entire thing. I don't necessarily want to do that right now because this is just a test account that it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I think we got a full working video. Okay, 3 hours. All right, not bad, not bad. Next, we're gonna do the high level thing, but we'll do that in another video. Because in order for us to do the high level, well, first we'll have to get this working. However, what we'll have to do, yeah, we'll do this in another video because we'll have to add the high level and there's some connection things that has to be worked out there.